Hey guys, welcome to this week's first look. Dan's having trouble getting on, so Trav and I are going to go ahead and speak to you for a minute. Hopefully, Dan will be able to join us before it's all done. Oh snap! Kathy Griffin has been permanently suspended from Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk. That's awesome.
Well, I guess holding up the bloody Trump head wasn't enough.
Right. Well, but that was okay before Elon took over. I mean, not that I think Elon's he's not going to be all just pro-right. I think he's going to try to play it from the center. And I think a platform like that really needs to do that. That just levels the play at field and lets the ideas get out there. And, as long as somebody's not threatening somebody's life or trying to attempt a coup or a traitor's revolt, I think that's not a bad way to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty brilliant. A bunch of these left-wing journalists and folks tout their blue check verification, and he basically just came out and said, give me $8 a month, you can have a verification.
Right.
And they're all losing their mind on Twitter, talking about going to another platform, which they're not going to do.
Yeah, no, where are they going to go and do what they've been doing? I mean, they still get to tout their BS as we've seen with with our Gates podcast. I mean, we've had thousands and thousands of liberal trolls get on there and they just repeat the same shit over and over again. It's he's a pedo or he's going to do this or
where's Nestor? Yeah, it's the same crap over and over.
And none of these people actually live in Florida or his district. Right. And the ones that are doing that don't even live in his district.
Right. My favorite response was some guy spamming the replies with Rebecca Jones is going to win. And I think my response to him was, I think you misspelled lose by 45.
Right. I mean, what kind of fantasy world is that dude actually living in? He must be doing some really good drugs. Hey, like Dan's at least getting his audio. There's Daniel.
He got it to work.
We've kind of already started, Dan. We were kind of waiting because Travis is limited on time. We were talking a little bit about internet trolls and Twitter, and Kathy Griffin's been suspended from Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk, which is hilarious. And we hadn't even got into first look stuff yet. But we're, it's been kind of an exciting run for us the last few days. The Gates interview has really brought out the internet trolls, and that's kind of what we were talking about with the Twitter trolls and all of that.
Well, the engagement goes through the roof. Like Friday, when his congressional account tweeted out the short clip, as soon as I saw that notification come through, I was like, oh shit, here we go. And sure enough, I mean, it was immediate, just pow, 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 pow. And I was trying to go in the comments and get folks to engage and have fun, but that wasn't happening. So it was just a bunch of trolls. It's so ridiculous.
Well, and a lot of it's bots. We picked up we increased our followers probably about 30-40% over what we had on Twitter. And I mean, collectively, they probably all have about 150 followers.
Right.
But I guess it looks good on paper, man. Go ahead.
I guess we're big time now that we're picking up trolls.
Yeah, well, they're not trolling us exactly yet. I mean, I did block a guy on a Facebook account because he was just getting on my nerves. He just kept laughing at everything, and he was going back, it just laugh emoji. He didn't even have the balls to say anything on anything,
Yeah, he did the same thing to me.
Yeah. Did you block him?
I think I eventually did, but he just went through like my last, I don't know, 50 some posts and just laugh emoji'd every single one of them.
Yeah, I mean, how bored are you that you're going to go through somebody's posts and do that? I mean,
Yeah.
What purpose does it serve?
None.
Yeah,
None. It's a waste, complete and utter waste of time.
exactly.
Well, we've got another big week ahead of us, and it'll probably settle off for a little bit. But obviously, we have the elections on Friday, and our live stream Friday. I think what we'll do is we'll talk about those results a little bit. If you boys,
Yeah, I'm sure our Wednesday live stream, 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific, is going to be breaking down election results.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have election results and we won't have the bullshit we had in 2020 and some in 2018.
We'll have some election deniers out there, I'm pretty sure.
Well, if you remember the 2018 DeSantis and Rick Scott, we didn't know the results until like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days later.
I don't think we're going to have that problem unless Trump's words this morning or yesterday, whenever they were, hurt DeSantis a little bit. I've already seen that our local group paper has jumped on board with that on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know.
He and Donald Trump are now in the same camp, I guess, and what they're calling Ron Heavy D.
Well, Trump was in Florida today and apparently didn't have anything to say about DeSantis, but he also didn't invite DeSantis to the Florida rally. It was a rally for Rubio, but he didn't invite DeSantis, which is weird because, when Trump has those rallies, he introduces, or you have those speakers ahead of time, and then
right.
Trump will, point to the governor and the congressional people that are there, but apparently DeSantis was not invited.
Well, I think I don't know if there are any real truths to the rumors that Paul Ryan's camp and the establishment Republicans are trying to get DeSantis to run to keep the old guard in place and to fend off Trump. It's concerning because what I have trouble believing is that DeSantis would be anybody's puppet,
Yeah.
Would he possibly utilize the resources from them to get in? Can't really fault a man for doing that.
So that's how I kind of take that. Is obviously I don't really want Paul Ryan near any politician that I actually like, but what Paul Ryan and the establishment type, they're just trying to get Trump out of the way, right? And I don't necessarily think that they think they're going to get much out of DeSantis as far as, just the nonsense that the establishment wants to do and be the uniparty again. I think DeSantis is strong enough to, the dude's picking fights with Disney,
right?
And all these folks in Florida and winning. And he's kicking and screaming, he's dragging all these Republicans kicking and screaming to do this stuff. So, for DeSantis, I view it would be just as a means to an end. For Paul Ryan, they're just trying to get Trump out of the way.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm still not 100% sold Trump can win a nationwide election.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not sold.
I really don't think he can, if we're being honest. I really don't think.
Well, how much of this do you think is
goods at this point?
How much of this do you think that somebody threw? It has nothing to do with DeSantis. It's just a potential threat for Trump, and somebody threw him some bait, and Trump, being all about Trump, just took it and ran with it, just reacting like he always does.
Right.
Oh, well, I have no doubt that was probably part of it. It's Trump's world and we're just living in it. And, that can be okay sometimes, especially when you've got to lead without worrying about criticism. But I don't know, man. The thing is that legit Ron DeSantis is the nation's favored governor right now. And for Trump to come out and start bashing him, that actually hurts Trump, in my opinion. I think the best thing Trump could have done is not even acknowledge, not even worried about DeSantis running.
When has Trump done the best thing?
Well, you know, I'll say, like, my dad, we've been together today, and quite a few people I've heard from, they just roll their eyes at this stuff, you know, and I think, and it doesn't make sense 3 days before a huge election. It's not going to affect DeSantis a single vote. I can't imagine.
It's not going to affect his governorship, but it's so what it is it's a jab for if Trump runs in 2 years, you know. It's a poke to go ahead and let people know that you're either a Trumper or you're a MAGA dude or you're a DeSantis dude, you know.
Well,
I think he froze up, Dan.
did I freeze up? I see my.
Yeah. You froze up for a good 10 seconds there.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I wonder if this is the left, you know, trying to throw some crap into it to make people think it's going to be MAGA versus they're going to paint DeSantis as the establishment candidate, even though he's not.
I think,
at least as far as I know, he won't be, but who knows when the money starts rolling. And we're 2 years away from this election and neither one of them have even declared. Nobody's declared. So it's all premature guessing stuff at this point. It still makes no sense that Trump said anything. I don't understand what purpose that serves. It doesn't help Trump.
It hurts him, if anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a Florida man as of now. He lives in Florida. But you can't win the presidency without carrying the state of Florida. If Ron DeSantis runs and in the Republican primaries for POTUS, Ron DeSantis is taking Florida. Unless he does something seriously to screw up between now and when that starts. That he's going to carry Florida, and the absolute worst thing that Trump could do, at least from the state of Florida standpoint, is to come out and attack DeSantis.
Well, the good news is it's so far out. People aren't going to. But as long as there's nothing else, and this doesn't turn into a back and forth thing, then I think this just goes away pretty quick.
Well, I think it is going to turn, at least on Trump's end. That's just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and we've talked about it, and the cast that'll come out right before Election Day, is you're seeing this huge suburban women swing back to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And I 100% believe it's because Trump's not in office and Trump's not on the ticket. And those suburban women, like it or not, it is a fact, despise Donald Trump.
Yep.
They may believe in a whole bunch of the other stuff, but they despise him, how he talks, how he treats people, those types of things. Right or wrong, we can say, you know, hey, that's not smart, and I get it, but that's reality, and that's why I keep saying I'm not sure he could win a national election, because if he keeps this kind of crap up, those women are just going to go turn right back around and like, okay, well, we're not voting for you again. We already don't like you. Now you're being a dick again. Like we're out.
Yeah. Well, and I think we all know how smart Ron DeSantis is, and I'm not saying that he's not going to slip up on occasion or mess up. But I assure you, if he's honestly thinking about running for president, he has a strategy for handling Trump's attacks.
But he's the only person that has any chance of getting a nomination that can hit Trump on COVID from the right.
Yeah.
And hard. You know,
Yeah.
And so like, and that's what, when it comes to Trump, that is what, if he runs, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about COVID, because that was quite possibly the worst managerial decision in the history of the world.
Sure.
So,
and DeSantis is the only politician with a record that runs contrary to that. So he actually has a leg to stand on. There's nobody else that's going to be running that have made COVID-based decisions that were more positive and can be framed in a better light than DeSantis. You getting snuck up on?
Yeah, no, I got Pops in Brooklyn with me, so we about to leave Sonny's barbecue and head on to the house.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I think we could go ahead and wrap up this first look, man. And hey, be sure to join us, as Travis says, 7:30 for our live stream on Wednesday. What'd you say?
We'll have some results then, I'm sure.
5:30 Pacific.
7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific.
Yep. And then, of course, our Evergreen audio cast will be coming out the following Monday. And if we have anything else special, we'll probably do some Facebook live streaming from the Gates election celebration Tuesday evening. So for Travis and Dan, I am your Uncle Wes, and we'll see you this week in the driveway.